All right, today we're on this Jeep. It's a JK, it's a 2010 JK. Getting some death wobble out of the steering. Got some 37-inch tires on it. Having some problems when you hit a pothole. It's just wigging the steering wheel out and shaking. It happens randomly. I've experienced it in vehicles before. It's no fun. No fun getting the death wobble going down the road. It's almost an uncontrollable shake. And what happens is the front wheels, basically what happens when you're going down the road, you hit a bump and the tires are large enough to overpower the steering linkage, and the wheels start going like this. And it's bowing the steering linkage bars, the drag link and tie rod end, or tie rod, or whatever you want to call it, the drag link, center link. They start flexing, the tires start going like this, and it overpowers the steering dampener, and it just starts banjoing or bouncing back and forth uncontrollable. So sometimes you can hit the brakes and slow down and it'll finally settle out. Sometimes you drive through it. It's a scary situation. If you've ever experienced it, I'm sure you don't want to experience it again. So what we're doing, we're gonna beef up the steering linkage. We're going to put some heavier duty steering on it and a new steering stabilizer shock, a little Fox steering stabilizer, and these are Synergy bars. They're quite a bit beefier than the stock linkage, and I'll show you that here in just a second. Okay, so you can see our steering linkage. This is a stock linkage. This is what we're going to be replacing, this bar and this bar and this steering stabilizer shock. Which may be the stock one, I'm not sure. Looks like it. So these bars are what the tires are overpowering. So you got this bar, it runs between each spindle, and it basically will start flexing. This is supposed to take the shock out of that, but oftentimes it just can't handle it. So we will be getting some beefier, much beefier bars to stick on there. I'm gonna hold this bar up. Yeah, quite a bit beefier than that little dinky bar. I mean, quite a bit. That should save our wobbling problem, I would imagine. That will get it done. All right, so what I gotta do is I gotta pop this stuff apart. Gonna take tie rod end out there and there. We'll get this center link out. Of course, we gotta take the shock down. I'll probably just pop it there, leave it attached there, because this whole bar will come out. Don't know if I gotta reuse that bracket. I don't think so, because I don't think it's the same diameter, so I'm assuming we've got some hardware for this. We'll find that out soon. And then we'll take the drag link off the pitman arm, and then off the top of the spindle there. I'm gonna spray this stuff. Looks a little on the rusty side. I'm gonna spray the threads, let them soak for a few minutes, and go from there. Front wheels off just to get them out of the way. Got the bolt loosened up in the steering stabilizer. The bolt won't come out because of this center link. And we're going to pop the 21s off here and here, here, and here. Now. All right, got them all loose. Get it all out of there in one shot. On this, the non-adjustable side, they want you to run it all the way in. Side is also the driver's side, I believe. So that's all the way in. Non-adjustable side is the passenger side, and it says The bend in the bar should be flat. So it should go in like this. Go ahead and get it installed in this spindle. It's going to be up like this. Since we don't have it tight yet, it's going to fly. But I'm going to take some measurements of my old bar versus the new bar from the top of the ball joint. And I am going to do an alignment afterwards, so I'm just trying to get it fairly close. They have measurements in here, and they say don't extend it out more than 3.5 inches. Here, if you have to get your toe right, do it on the other side some. So hopefully I don't have to do much of that, because I don't have to put the wheels on and off several times. All right, not filming all this detail every little step of the way, but I'm going to show you the key notes on what we need to do. We've got some family stuff going on with my wife's grandmother in the hospital, so I need to get this job done and keep moving. But I just want to let you know what's going on. And so we got the bottom bar in. It's loose though. I haven't tightened anything down, so we're going to do an alignment. I want all this stuff to be loose until I get it in spec. I got this bar up on the Pitman arm, just loose, and then we're going to do a flip kit. Oops. Normally these come with a tie rod going up, but these things are so beefy, they come very close to touching, and I wouldn't be able to get grease in that Zerk fitting, because this is going to be like that, and that ball would be right here. There's no way you get a grease gun in there. Plus, this comes with a flip kit, so you can do high steer. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill the knuckle out to 7/8, and we're going to install this bushing, and that'll allow us to do a high steer kit. So instead of mounting from the bottom, the ball joint from the bottom, we're mounting from the top, and that makes it a high steer kit. But you know, in order to do that, we got to drill this out to 7/8. So I'm gonna get my drill bit out. I'll get this swung out just a little bit where I can get to a better angle on it and get the drilling. All right, I don't have a 7/8 drill bit, so I'm gonna use a unibit. It goes to 7/8. I even ran to Lowe's to see if they had one. They didn't have anything. The biggest they have is 1/2 inch and a metal bit. So without ordering a bit, we've got to get this job done today. We'll just use our unibit, and I'll keep checking it. This is supposed to drop in without having, you're not supposed to have to beat it in or anything. It's supposed to just drop in cleanly. So we'll play with this hole so she'll drop in. right, that's going to be the right size. Just got to get it all the way through. Keep it lubed up. All right, she's all the way through. I just got a mess of shaving to clean up. Show you that we got it all the way clean through. And our bushing falls right in. All right, then you just take your tie rod, ball joint, tie rod in, whatever you want to call it. She'll bolt right in. This bar flips up like this. So these bars, the curve needs to be flat on both these bars. So this one will flip up like this. Right? Right. Okay, so I'm going to throw the wheels back on. Those are 37-inch tires, by the way. They're big old tires. I got to take this track bar off. It says that you can use a track bar relocation bracket, which mounts the track bar up higher. And this is the steering stabilizer bracket, which mounts like that. I don't know if that hole is big enough for that track bar bolt to go through. Or if we just replace it with another bolt. I don't know if I can use this bracket with this track bar there, because that bolt hole does not look like it's going to let me put a bolt through it because of the track bar there. So if we get one through here and here, that'll be enough, and just leave this one out, and he can order a track bar relocation bracket. I can put it in when it comes, but I don't know why the kit doesn't come with one. Maybe, and possibly this Jeep just doesn't need it because it doesn't have that tall of a lift kit. So we're going to try to figure out how to make this steering stabilizer work, because you can't put it in the factory location with the way it mounts, because it's going to hit the diff. It's going to hit the diff cover. If I was to mount it like this, put it in that hole and mount it like that, when you steer, it's going to bang the diff cover. Boonk. And if I put it up like that, it's going to hit the bracket. I think. Or it's going to hit the bar. The shock, the body of the shock is going to hit the bar. So it's got to be parallel with the bar. So it needs to be up like that. Fuck. Anyway, so I don't know. The kit's a little misleading. I'm kind of used to that. That's the aftermarket world. nothing ever works the way you think it's going to when you open up a kit and start putting the stuff together. There's always something you've got to modify or come up with your own solution. I guess they just don't intend on people putting this beefy of a steering setup on a Jeep that's not sky high or something. I don't know. He put 37s on it. They're overpowering the stock steering linkage. So we're beefing up the steering, but the stupid stabilizer doesn't work without a track relocation bar. I don't know. That's where I'm at. Keep watching. Let's see if we can figure this thing out. Okay, I got it figured out. So old instruccionos say if you're going to run a stabilizer bracket without the track bar relocation bracket, put the bolts from the inside out. See, just slide them in that way, push them out, and put your nuts on, tighten it down. Then you can put your track bar back in the stock location, and then sway bar not sway bar, the stabilizer shock will go right in place, and all will be well. All right, so that's what we're going to do. All right, so I got it set up on the alignment rack. We're going to get this steering straightened out. I got it pretty close, just eyeballing it. Got all the linkage on, got the stabilizer shock in place. Got all the cotter pins in. I've got to tighten up. After I do the adjustments, I got to tighten up this bolt and this bolt to cinch it all down. And that should be it. This one's already tight. And I got to tighten up that jam nut too. They didn't have a jam nut on this one. So just rely on the pinch on that one. Everything's already pre-greased in the instructions. It says not to lube it, that it would over lubricate and damage the boots. So I'm not sticking any grease in it. Just going to do an alignment. Get my toe right, my steering wheel straight, and that's it. That's all we're going to do.